When setting up your bait station and multi-site maintenance system for customers, do a little bit of planning up front. Take a look at the plans. For example, if you're installing bait stations, plan where the stations are going first. If you have a site plan of the site where you're installing them, you can actually import them into here too. And so once you have that information, then you're ready to set up your customer through the BSM, or bait station and multi-site maintenance module. So what we'll do here is we'll create some stations, bait stations or rodent stations, for a company called Smith Chips. So first up, you need to set the locations of where the stations are going. For example, it could be north side, south side, it could be internal, external, however you want to set up your locations. So in this scenario we'll do internal and external, so we'll have some rodent stations within the factory and some rodents stations externally to the factory. So first off, we need to set our locations, and you select the customer that you're setting up. In this case it's Smith's Chips, and we'll set up some locations for our stations. So we'll say internal stations, and we'll go external stations. So we're going to have two areas where our stations are going, internally and externally. Once that's done, you can just exit out of there. Next, we need to add our site plan. So go to BSM, site plans, select your customer, and you can see there's no current plans for Smith Chips yet, so we'll go and add a new one. We'll call this one site plan. Obviously if you've got more than one plan, you might be want to be a bit more descriptive. Next, update the image to your plan. I've got a sample image in here somewhere. We'll just say, for argument's sake, this is the factory, even though it says BDRM, suppose it could be a boardroom. Okay, so you've got your plan set up. Next, you need to go and add your stations. So if you go to BSM, items, view and add, and just go down straight down to the add button, select your customer, select the item type. It starts at station number 1 and will increment automatically from 1 up to however many stations you have. So what we'll do is, let's say we'll add 10 internal stations and 10 external stations. The installation date defaults to the current day that you're setting the stations up. You can change that if you want to change that date. The risk potential is a general risk potential for that station. So if it was near food storage, it might be a medium risk potential on that station. If it's outside, with nothing surrounding it as far as food's concerned or waste, then it might just be a low risk area, or it could be not applicable if it's a hotel room or something like that, or a caravan site. So we'll just leave the risk potential as, in this case, is just low. So we'll go ahead and add 10 internal ones. Now there's different ways you can do this. You can either increment them individually. So if I just hit add, it defaults to station number 2, and you can go on and keep going through this way. Or you can do a bulk add. So I'm just going to basically quickly add these 10 internal ones. Now for the external ones, I'm going to do it slightly differently. I'm going to go to bulk add, and we're going to say that we're starting our station number from 11 to 20, and that will automatically add our 10 So you can see we have stations 1 to 20 there. So now what you can do to finish that off is you can go back to your site plan. And now if you want to, you can plot those stations wherever you need to put them on your site. So for example, if station on this top left corner here, it's a rodent station number 1, you can plot your stations around the plan. Now if you accidentally put a station in the wrong place, so for example, let's say station number 3, we put way over here, and we actually should have placed it on this corner, we can just click where you want it to go and just reselect the station and it will move it. So once you've done all your stations, you can exit that. You don't need to do that. It's just it's handy if you just want to see a visual of where all your stations are.